Let me see. My live cut off, y'all, so there's going to be a part 2 to this. It cut me off. My apologies, guys. For those of you that are back for the replay, my apologies. It cut off, so you'll be able to watch the replay on here. And also part 1, my apologies. My phone has some type of sleep timer on it, so it automatically just shut off. I have to take it off. I have to figure out how to take it off. My apologies, guys. I'm so sorry, but we're gonna get right back at it like we never left. My apologies, y'all. So like I said, your nervous system starts chasing the good moments because they feel like relief from the bad ones. So it begins to feel like if I can just get back to the good version of them, everything will be okay. But the good version and the hurtful version are not separate people. They are part of the same cycle. This is called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same pattern used in gambling addictions. It's a cycle that happens over and over. It's like an adrenaline rush, a dopamine. You don't win every time, but you win just enough to keep playing. And in trauma bonding, the win is their affection, attention, or approval. So you're not addicted to the person, you're actually addicted to the relief. Drop a heart, y'all, in the chat if that makes sense. Because manipulation and trauma bonds often show up in subtle ways. Sometimes they don't always show up in yelling, not always obvious abuse. Sometimes it look like love bombing, overwhelming you with affection at first, future faking, promising a future that never comes, gaslighting, making you question your reality, guilt tripping, making you feel responsible for their feelings. They give off that hot and cold behavior, keeping you emotionally off balance. That's right, future faking. And the big one, I bet y'all know this one, playing victim. So you comfort them instead of addressing your own pain. And when that happens, over time, your focus shifts from what do I need to do or what do I need to how do I keep them calm? How do I keep them happy? How do I keep them close? How do I not upset them? And that's what the focus starts happening. You start to forget about what you're going through. And that's when you start abandoning yourself. Well, here's the truth, right? That's right. Here's the truth that many people don't want to hear. You weren't weak. You were just conditioned to tolerate pain in exchange for connection. Yeah. Conditioned to believe the problem was you. Conditioned to stay hopeful even when nothing was changing. Trauma bonds don't trap your logic first, they trap your nervous system. Let me ask y'all a question. What part kept you stuck? Love, fear, hope, or guilt? Love, fear, hope, or guilt. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, baby. I see you. I know. Guilt, love, and guilt. So let's do a quick grounding moment, right? I want you to put one hand on your chest and take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Love and guilt. And say quietly to yourself, I don't have to chase pain to receive love. I don't have to chase pain to receive love. And I don't have to chase pain to receive love. If that felt emotional, you're not broken. Your body is remembering. Healing from a trauma bond isn't about forgetting them. It's about retraining your body to feel safe without chaos. And that takes time, compassion, and support. If you've been blaming yourself for not leaving sooner, release that tonight. You weren't choosing pain, you were responding to conditioning. Recovery actually starts and healing begins when you stop asking why wasn't enough and start asking, what did this experience do to my nervous system? Because this isn't just emotional, it's physical, psychological, and neurological. Your body is either learning or has learned how to survive in survival mode. And healing is teaching your body that you're safe again. Before you go to sleep tonight, y'all, I want y'all to do this exercise. I want you to write 2 lists. List 1, what I miss, and list 2, what it cost me. List 1, what I miss, and list 2, what it cost me. Because trauma bonds magnify the memories that keep you attached and minimize the damage that kept you suffering. Then write this sentence. After you do the list, missing them does not mean they were good for me. If emotions come up, that's not weakness, that's release. A healthy relationship requires empathy, accountability, and mutual effort. If someone consistently avoids responsibility, gaslights, manipulates, or lacks empathy, that's not something you can love or fix. You can't build healthy dynamics with someone who refuses to self-reflect or change. I ask y'all gently, do you feel emotionally safe with them? Can you express concerns without being punished or blamed? Do they take responsibility when they hurt you? The answers to all those questions usually tell you a lot. I'm going to give y'all a prescription for tonight. Here's your prescription. Not for them, but this is for you. Stop romanticizing the potential and focus on patterns, not promises. And you're right. Some people do feel scared to be alone. There was a time I felt like that too, because, for so many years, like, you know, you be around somebody for so long, you get used to that. They don't just become the person that your mate, they become your best friend, like your personal my buddy. So it's like you start thinking of that, and then you start thinking of the process of starting all over again, and then you start questioning yourself, and you start saying, well, maybe this is not that bad, because if I deal with somebody else, it may be worse than this. And you start giving yourself that, but what we never really give ourselves is, do we really need that? Do we really have to subject ourselves to that just to have somebody? So that's like a question we have to ask ourselves too. And just the same way, we want those kind of people to take accountability. We have to take accountability too, because again, over time, people are only going to treat you how you allow them to treat you. And then, like I said before earlier about boundaries, when you setting boundaries and you with a person and they can't take your boundaries, when you if you starting something new, it's because usually they've been so used to, they got adjusted to you not having them. So it's like you bringing up something now, trying to change something now, they looking at you like you're doing something wrong. You said you put your heart on ice and thoughts in a coma when you get overwhelmed. And see, in the beginning, that may seem like that's the best option and that's the best thing to do, but slowly, deep down inside, it's like slowly dying. And that's another reason why I created this space. That's the main reason why I created this space, because I want everybody to know at the end of the day, when I'm sitting here and I'm speaking about these situations, I'm speaking about these situations not because I've heard these things or I've seen these things. I'm speaking about these situations because these are things that I experienced myself, things that I've gone through, things that I am going through currently in my life. And I know how it feels to want to have people to talk to, and you have nobody you can talk to about it, or nobody that can relate to you without being judged. And that's why I made this space here. No judge. This is your safe space. This is your comfort zone. This is your community. Because to have to deal with that type of pain alone, it will take you in places where you may not even come back from. And that's not good at all. So, again, that's exactly why I decided, to make this space here. Nervous and everything, but I'm like, somebody out here needs this just as much as me, and just as much as you guys think I need you guys. You know, I need you guys just as much as you need me. That's what I was meaning to say. Said I don't want to even feel numb to anything. I want to feel each and every emotion, even if it's pain, because what I don't feel, I'll never be able to get over. And that's a part of life's lessons. And it's crazy that you say that, because last week I had, like, I don't know if you call it like an epiphany in the shower. And I was saying, I bust out and I was crying. I started crying so hard, but I wasn't crying because I was sad. I was crying because it was like a joy just came over me, and I caught an understanding. And I had to say, we think that we are the content creators in this world, and we are not. The funny part about this whole thing is God is the original content creator. He writes the stories. We just people that play vessels in the script. And in order to understand things, you have to go through some things and live through some things to be able to appreciate some things and to be, and that's how you'll learn how to respect something when it's given. And so that's why I always tell people when they go through things, a lot of people, it changed their heart cold, but don't ever let it turn your heart cold, because if you do, then now you put yourself in the same place as those type of people. We got to have loving people in this world too, you know? So, you know, feel that pain, go through those emotions, but just understand that you never have to go through them alone. So, should you blame yourself for your mistake at love? No. No, 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 no. God gave you that loving heart. What a person decides to do with your heart once you've opened yourself to them, that's on them. That's on them. That's when their karma comes in, because you came pure, you came open, you came giving, you came with grace. And if a person that can't understand that and reciprocate that in return, again, that's never, there is no guilt blaming here. How can you blame yourself for loving somebody else? They messed up. Or they didn't know how to reciprocate that love. And you know, I'm learning that too. A lot of people don't know how to show love back. They've been so damaged and emotionally distraught. They've been so messed up, they don't know. Some people honestly don't know how to give it back, and some people honestly know what they are doing when they are hurting you. You're welcome. You know, so, you know, trying to let them go, you still miss them, you crave them, you replay everything, you wonder what you did wrong, or you start to feel replaced, and not because you're weak, but because your nervous system was just bonded to them. And bonds don't break just because someone walks away. You were not discarded because you were worthless. You were discarded because you stopped being controllable, or because they could no longer maintain the mask, like I said earlier. So they go in with that love bombing, that future faking. They come with all types of tips and tricks. And, you know, you have to set boundaries. No matter what, no matter how hard it may seem, you have to set boundaries for protection. It's not about punishment, it's about protection. So I do relationships, and that's my problem. So hard to walk away. And that's my problem too. Usually I don't walk away. Um, you know, the person will leave, and then later on they realize when they try to come back, it's like, hey, baby, it's no coming back. When your heart is finally not in it no more, it's not gonna be that easy to come back, because it's like, you know, even with, it's like dealing with somebody over and over with the same things, it start to mentally mess your mind up. It can start making you nasty and angry and saying foul things that you normally don't say, all because you want them to feel a little hurt like you do. But even when a person gets you into that place, that's it's no good. It's just no good. And starting over, you know, don't even have to be with another person. Starting over could be starting over with yourself, you know, getting to learn you, getting to heal, getting to see what you really like, what you really want, what you know, the different parts of you. And that's okay. Learning new people and this and that. And so I stay. And then as the time and the years go by, you find yourself still hurting, you know, still wishful thinking, still believing, still, it's like now you're in an imaginary game with them. So I was giving you guys y'all prescription. I need you to reduce exposure to triggers. Tell the truth to yourself daily, not the hopeful version, the honest one. Replace rumination with grounding. When your mind loops, bring yourself back to the present. And that's another thing too. We start romanticizing, thinking about all the good stuff, and we have to remember what's going on in the present. How is this person making you feel right now? You got to choose safety over familiarity, because familiar pain can feel safer than unknown peace. And you start to adapt to that pain. And then that's why when you start bringing things to their attention, they're looking at you funny, like, why are you saying something? They're looking at you like you're really not supposed to open your mouth and say nothing because you've been dealing with it for so long. Why are you saying something now? Consistency with small steps heals trauma bonds, not one big breakthrough. Nothing happens overnight. So, girl, I'm going to the pharmacy right now to fill my prescription of wisdom, knowledge, persistence, and courage you gave me. I'm glad that I can give that to you. Oh, this group loves you too. And it's one prescription at a time, one pill at a time. You know, again, nothing happens overnight. And then the power of prayer. The power of prayer. So I like to leave y'all with that scripture, Jeremiah 29:11. God says he has plans to give you hope in the future, not harm. That means anything consistently harming your peace cannot be where you're meant to stay. Protection requires boundaries, and sometimes protection looks like distance. And if you're realizing tonight that you need extra support between lives, I do have some guided boundary scripts and healing tools available. They're there for the moments when you're alone, overwhelmed, or second guessing yourself. No pressure, just resources if you need them, and the link is in the description. I help people turn emotional confusion into clarity and self trust. And clarity is what breaks trauma bonds. Whether you were left or you left, healing begins the same way, by choosing yourself even when it hurts. You are not weak. You are not broken. You were conditioned. And conditioning can be undone slowly, safely, and with support. The fact that y'all showed up tonight tells me something very important. Your clarity is waking up. I go live, y'all, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, 9:45 Eastern time. And next time, we're going to talk about how to rebuild your identity after narcissistic relationships, because trauma bonds don't just attach you to them, they disconnect you from yourself. If you need that conversation, make sure you be here Wednesday night, 9:45 p.m. Before I go, anybody have any questions for me tonight? I thank you guys for being here with me tonight. And if you're catching the replay, I thank you all so much again. Again, This is your safe space, your comfort zone. This is your community where you never have to feel alone. Ever. Is everyone good? Well, I'm wishing you guys all a blessed night. Don't forget your list, your questions, and remember, most of all, give yourself some grace. Peace and blessings. Good night.